Welcome back, everybody. This is Hoops. I'm your host, James Bouligny, with my co-hosts, Paul Harris.
Hey, what's up, James?
And Ryan Chadwick and Nick Thompson.
Student from Lubbock this week, guys. How are y'all?
All right. We're going to get into all the basketball action in the Concho Valley and the South Plains. We're going to talk about some of Tuesday's games, and we're going to talk about some of Friday's games. But before we do have to thank our title sponsor, Whataburger.
Whataburger's Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back.
Chicken strips. Chicken strips. Chicken strips.
Ranch.
Ranch. Buffalo. Monterey Jack cheese.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich. A beautiful masterpiece.
Okay, we're going to get right into our matchups from Tuesday. We're going to talk about Midland High taking on San Angelo Central. We're going to talk about the Lady Cats versus Lady Bulldogs. Our guy, Paul Harris, was at the game. Paul, kind of talk about it real fast.
Yeah, well, even in warm-ups, you could see, Midland High had a couple of 6'2" girls, and, Central I don't think has a player over 5'8", so I knew it was going to be a tough matchup for them. Then Midland High jumps out 12-0, and I'm thinking it's going to be a bad night. But, the Lady Cats defense just really turned up the pressure, kept them in the game. They started chipping away, and they took the lead right before halftime on a buzzer beater three by Reagan Howe. And it was a great second half, about as hard fought of a game as I can remember. Just both teams with awesome defensive pressure. But, the Lady Cats withstood it, made a great comeback and won 36-31. And, if they'd lost that game, they're 0-2 in district. So now they're 1-1. Tied for third place. Just absolutely huge win for them to show what they're made of, number one, but also to stay alive in the district race and not fall too far behind.
Man, do you know anybody who kind of looked, who kind of led that charge to help start that resurgence to get Central back into it?
It really was a team effort. Both teams were just, Midland High was just ferocious with their pressing defense, and then Central the same way, and then just great half-court defense at all, not letting them get the ball inside, to those big girls. But I felt like Reagan Howe probably, she not only hit big shots on offense, she was getting big rebounds, making big steals, big blocks. She was just a big part of it, but it really was a team effort because she led all scorers with 10 points. So nobody in that game was just taking over with their offense. And then Jasmine Gibson had 9. She had some good plays as well, but really about as collective of a team performance as I've seen in a while.
All right. And Chadwick, you're going to cover some of the South Plains here and the Concho Valley. You went to Lubbock Cooper Liberty versus Lakeview. Talk about that one real fast.
So this is a Lakeview Maidens team that is in a bit of a rebuilding process. They haven't won any games at all over the past 2 seasons, but they have already doubled their win total this year. With that being said, they're still in that rebuilding period. So this game ended up not being close. Lubbock Cooper Liberty ended up winning this one 62-18. But there is some life for Lakeview. Some of these girls are looking like they're developing skills where they're going to be, pretty decent in a year or two. You know what I mean? But in this one, it was all Lubbock Cooper Liberty from this start to finish, and it was their defensive pressure that pretty much put this one away after the first quarter. I think they led like 18-2 after the first, but it's just one of those things that Lakeview needs to continue to work on, getting the ball in bounds and down the court when the press is in your face, But with that being said, Reagan Wren led all scorers with 16 points. She plays for the Lady Patriots, and it was a three. It was a lot of fast break points. It was tough defense from her all night, and allowed Lubbock Cooper Liberty to move to 2-0 for a district start. So it just set up the Lady Patriots really well, and what it's going to end up being a tough district overall. On Lakeview's side, Leah Resendez and Lori O'Donnell both led the Maidens with 6 points apiece. And again, it was a tough game for Lakeview, but it also it's hopeful, because they're scoring more and more points every single game, and they've already matched their point total from a year ago, and so it's not all doom and gloom for Maidens fans out there, but this one was not close.
All right. Well, Nick, you went to Lubbock Monterey and Lubbock Coronado. The number one girls player in the nation, Aaliyah Chavez, plays for Monterey. She actually just crossed her. This is her 4,000-point season. You got to see her. What did you see from Monterey when you went to the Coronado game, Nick?
Yeah, she did. She is definitely someone. I've never seen a high school basketball player play to that level ever before. She was just controlling the entire team, kind of just telling where to go. At one point, kind of almost sounded like she seemed like she was a coach. But Monterey had beat Coronado 103-42, and you're absolutely right. Aaliyah Chavez dropped 50 points that game. At about a little over the 2.5 mark in the fourth quarter. No kidding, it was a standing ovation after she dropped that last 2-pointer. It was a great game, but not just Aaliyah Chavez. She is the star of the roster, but Ari Johnson and Ambrosia Cole, they also dropped. I want to say about 12 points for Cole and about 8 points for Johnson. So the team works so well together. They're so coordinated. But I mean, the star of the show is Aaliyah Chavez, 100%.
All right. Well, those are our games from Tuesday. Now we're going to get to our Carpet Tech Player of the Week, but before we do, here's a quick word from Carpet Tech.
When I was at work and my daughter called and said, "Mom, there's water in the basement."
There was quite a bit of water in our carpet.
There's water coming out your front door.
And I saw water coming out of the garage closet.
I called Carpet Tech.
I really felt like I was being treated professionally and personally and friendly.
They came in, they said, "Don't worry about this. We're going to get it taken care of."
I think what matters the most to me is that I feel comfortable and that I can trust them.
All right, they're getting a two-player here. We're doing a boys player and a girls player. Our boys player, Paul, you were at this game. It was Ballinger's J.J. Baez. He had 27 points, including 5 threes when they did lose to Roscoe. What did you kind of see from him?
Yeah, I mean, even though it was in a losing effort, he kind of did everything you could ask for. Like you said, the 5 threes, that was impressive what a great shooter he was. But at the same time, I mean, he could take it inside. He had some great runners in the lane. And then defensively, I mean, he had several steals that started fast breaks for them. So just a 5'11" senior who really kind of just, broke out, with this season with his play. And I feel like with him running the show for Ballinger, and it gives him a chance in any game because, Roscoe was heavily favored in that game, and he really kept Ballinger there the whole game. Hit a big 3 right at the end to have they had a chance in the final seconds. So just talented, clutch player, and definitely should be able to help push Ballinger into the playoffs.
All right. And our girls player is Aaliyah Chavez. Nick, you kind of talked about her already. Just talk about her again real fast. 50 points, and you said she got a standing ovation.
She did. I would say, to about 2:36, she dropped that last 2 points, and the coach, she not benched her, but just rested her for the rest of the game. I think at a point, 50 points is kind of remarkable there. So it's crazy to see her just intelligence and her basketball IQ, and just. I don't know. She's definitely. There's a reason why she's the number 1 player in the nation, and she plays. Was the Monterey the number 2 team in the state, I believe, in 5A. So I mean, they're on their way. They look really, really good. I'm excited to see where she commits. I've seen online too that Texas Tech Lady Raiders coach. She comes by to the game sometimes. She was not at the game I was at. At least I didn't see her, but she'll come by and she's trying to. I think she's trying to scoop her up. We'll see. But she has a lot of offers from what I've read, and I'm excited to see where she goes to college.
I do have a question for you. You say that she kind of controls the offense. Is it like watching a female LeBron out there?
I was about to say, it literally seems like LeBron. I've seen LeBron play before too, and the way he just maneuvers the team and even the defense too. It almost reminds me of LeBron. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know she's got several offers. She's got offers from UConn. She's got offers from Texas. She's got offers, of course, from Texas Tech. And I know that we're both hoping that she picks the Lady Raiders, but. Heck of a player, and I guarantee you, James, this will not be the first time that she wins this award this season.
No, it's always special when I'm sure all of us have been at games where we've just seen that one player take off. It's like, man, I've never seen a player play at quite that level before. So, yeah, that's a cool moment when you sit there and be like, oh man, this player might be special. Now everybody kind of knew she was special, but
and her passion too, man. It's like just even a missing an easy layup. Like she'll go to the end of the court and just kind of slam on the pads there, just because she's hard on herself, but she's not she should be, but she's just, I don't know. You can see there's so much passion that she has when she plays too. It's really cool.
All right. Well, those are our Carpet Tech players of the week. We're going to have a quick word from Jim Bass, and then we're going to come back with the games we're going to be at tonight. So here's a quick word.
Right now at Jim Bass, scan our QR code and find great deals on cars and trucks. Right now, you can get $11 grand off MSRP on all remaining 2024 Ford Expeditions in stock.
You can only get deals like this at Jim Bass Ford, Houston Hardin Road, or 24/7 at bassbus.com, or you can... Hello? Hi, babe. Hey, can I call you right? I'm trying to explain the QR code.
All right. We have a few games we're going to be at tonight. We're going to be Central and Frenship. Chadwick, you're going to be at this. It's in Lubbock. So you want to kind of discuss this one?
Oh yeah. So this is pretty much developing into a nice little rivalry between the boys and girls teams here. But first off, the Bobcats, or the Lady Cats, take on the number 18 ranked Lady Tigers. This is going to be a very difficult matchup for the Lady Cats on the road. Central did get a win over Friendship. They actually knocked them out of the top 25 last year when they beat them on a buzzer beater at home. And they ended up splitting that series 1-1 a year ago. But it might be a little bit different story. Central graduated a lot of their core talent a season ago, and they're having to kind of just find a new identity. And from what it seems from that game that Paul was at against Midland High, this is going to be a defensive team that's going to make you shoot threes on them. And if Friendship can't make the three, then the Lady Cats have a chance. On the boys' side, I do give the Central boys a bit more of an edge here. I know that the Tigers have a lot of athletes, including some of the guys that we saw on the football field a couple of weeks to a month ago now. Man, it's already been a month. But Central also has some guys who don't play football that are only strictly basketball, namely TK Taylor. He's going to end up being one of the leaders on this team. And, of course, they got the Bobcats quarterback, Christian English, out there. It's going to be a good game. I like the Bobcats in this one, but then I like the Lady Tigers in the early game.
All right. I'm going to be at Christoval and Sonora tonight. It's in Christoval at 6:15. First off, with the girls, you got Hallie Hughes and Madison George out there as the two big players. Hughes actually committed to Angelo State here, and they're unranked for some reason. I don't understand why they're unranked. They returned almost their entire team from last year, and it's kind of disrespectful, to not recognize them. But Coach Blaylock, he's in his second year now, and he has this team playing extremely well. They're going to be okay, and not being ranked, that's fine. They'll jump up here at the end and show everybody what they can do, because they were only a couple wins away from state last year. So they're going to get back to that point, and they're going to play good basketball all the way through. And then the Christoval boys, they beat Reagan County. I don't know if that was that Tuesday or last week, Paul?
It was on Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, they beat Reagan County. Reagan County, of course, has Cason Brown, and who is an outstanding basketball player. He actually signed to play football at Arizona. Bruce Cooper had 30 points or something in that game. And I remember last year I was talking to Coach Lowry for Christoval. I'm like, man, I think this team could be better than the teams you've had in the past. And I think we got the potential to be better. So, and now they were extremely young. They're starting to grow up. They got a bunch of tall kids out there in Christoval, and this team is going to be special. But don't let that scare you against Sonora. Sonora does have some athletes. I know Cam Aguero can go off on the basketball court. I think last year in one of these, it might have been in Reagan County game, but they came back to win it, and he had 5 threes or something, and it just went off and had himself a game. So this is a sneaky good Sonora team versus a Christoval team that is hungry and they're going to get back and play extremely well. But the girls kicks off at 6:15, and the boys I think starts at 7:30 or 8, maybe sometime around there. But Paul, where are you going to be tonight? I think you're going to Miles, right?
That's right. I'll be at Colorado City at Miles. For the girls, pretty exciting for Miles. They knocked off first place Roscoe on Tuesday, and so now we got a 3-way tie for first in that district between Roscoe, Ballinger, and Miles. I saw Roscoe against Ballinger. They won by 16. Really impressed by some of their girls, and so for Miles to turn around and get that big win, they definitely don't want to let down now against Colorado City. And then on the boys' side, the Miles Bulldogs are coming off a pretty big loss to Roscoe. They definitely want to try to bounce back, and because they're tied for second now. Roscoe looks like they're in command of that district. So Miles needs to get a bounce back win here and stay in contention, try to get the 2 seed if they can.
Yeah, we got Coach Butts up there in Miles, who's one of my favorite coaches. Man, his offense is fast. They run fast, and he's all about defense. It's I've been around him for a long time, since back when I was in high school. I've been around this guy on the basketball court, and he's a good coach to be around. And Nick, where you going? Shallowater and Idalou, correct?
Yes, Shallowater at Idalou. On the girls' side, they are
Opposite of that.
Oh, Idalou is at Shallowater. There we go. At the girls' side, the both teams have been pretty, according to their records at least, have been pretty good. I think it's 14-6 and then 20-6. But the Shallowater Mustangs have been they're 6-0 in district, I believe, too, and they're defending state champions.
The Lady Mustangs.
The Lady Mustangs are. So I'm excited to see the girls play, and then right after at 7:30 the boys will play as well too. So kind of curious to head up north and check out some northern South Plains basketball.
I know that both Shallowater teams are going to be strong again this year. Of course, we all knew that the Lady Mustangs would bring it this year, especially being defending state champions. But I'm interested to see what the Shallowater boys can do.
Right.
Both teams are ranked, and the boys and the girls here. But this is a rivalry, It's like it's just that the towns right outside of Lubbock playing each other. It's just as exciting as when Post and Idalou or Post and Abernathy playing football,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it should be a good one, and you should have fun.
It'll be a good one. I'm excited to see them both play.
Are these games still? I know the weather kind of affected a lot of games in the Concho Valley, Big Country, South Plains. Are all these games still set to happen? Are we
Well,
up there in Lubbock?
surprisingly, there's no snow out here anymore. Everything melted.
Yeah.
So
Roads are great, and I mean, I've heard some things up north a little bit higher than Shallowater and Idalou still have some stuff, but I mean, it looks pretty clear today.
Yeah, no, I think we had a 2-hour delay here in the Concho Valley for a lot of schools, and I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh, it's fine. Nothing's iced over or anything. So
yeah, I think we got pretty lucky. I think the storm just kind of, caught the edge of Lubbock and San Angelo. I think it mainly hit the Big Country and then Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they say wait for 10 days. We got no one heading this way. Other than that, though, we're 4 people trying to cover both. There's a lot of games going on. We have some other games. Snyder and Lubbock Estacado, Lakeview and Big Spring, Erie County, Water Valley, Coleman and Ballinger, and New Deal and New Home. Those are some other matchups in the Concho Valley and the South Plains that might be worth checking out if you feel like getting out tonight and going and watching some good basketball. Guys, I missed anything? Y'all want to talk about anything else before we wrap this up?
No, man, I'm good. I'm excited for that New Deal, new home game. That's going to be a rivalry game. The New Home boys and girls are both really good this year. So,
no, the New Home girls were the ones that Christoval lost to last year and deep in the playoffs. So that's a team we probably need to keep an eye on. And Paul, you got anything?
Yeah, I think Erie County, Water Valley could be a pretty good doubleheader on both sides. Erie County girls are number 22 in the state. They're just one game ahead of Water Valley as they're about this will be the end of the first half of district play. And on the boys' side, the two teams are tied for second, and I think that's going to be a really competitive district they're in. Robert Lee is leading the way right now. They're state ranked, but Erie County's got a lot of tradition out there. Water Valley's obviously got some good athletes. We saw that in football. So I think that'll be 2 good games there in Water Valley.
All right. Well, this has been Hoops for this week. Stay tuned for all of our rematch, all of our reviews and post-game stuff, coaches' interviews, all that. But for Paul Harris, Nick Thompson, Ryan Chadwick, I'm James Bouligny. We'll see you next time.